Good day guys, my name is Ben and welcome to my channel. Today we're gonna have a look at a completely different device than usual. It's not an emulation device, it's actually a hardware clone for Game Boy and Game Boy Color. It's called GBBOY. Now my version came with 66 games inbuilt, so we're gonna take a look at that. It's got a color screen backlit, which you don't find in a standard Game Boy and Game Boy Color. We're gonna check whether it's better than the Game Boy or not. There's some Chinese menu in here and a bit of English. The bottom support multi-person games. Don't know what it means. Probably multiplayer. Comes in variety of colors. Mine is the crystal green in here, but it comes in blue, purple, green, and some solid yellow, green, and purple solid colors as well. So without further ado, let's open the box and find out what's inside. Right, so the box itself contains the console itself and some manual, and yeah, that's about it. We don't need this box. So mine is a crystal green version. From what I've learned on the YouTube and forums, says this is starting to get a bit more rarer console, because it's getting sold out pretty much very quickly, and I think the new version doesn't even have any games or something like that. Takes 2 AA batteries, just like the original Game Boy Color. Let's have a look at side by side with a Game Boy Color and compare how it looks. Slightly taller in here, and also slightly wider than the original Game Boy Color. From the back it looks very similar. Apart from that, takes 2 AA's as I said. Let's put in some AA's and let's get started. Doesn't want to start at all. So I'm putting in a 2 IKEA ladder 2450 AA's. This is rechargeable. Probably the batteries are not charged. Put in a standard Duracell. Yep, works fine. So probably those batteries were not charged properly. So game wise, it says it's got 188 games, but I'm pretty sure it's got much less than that. There are probably some repeats in here. You have to manually go through up and down. You can't skip pages. Oh, you can actually. If you press the B button, you can skip the pages. As I'm skipping through all the pages, I can see some repeats sort of starting to happen again. Right, so looking at the games, it's got the original Game Boy games. I think they're black and white, but they got some color in there. So let's check out Contra and find out more. Gonna play Contra. So yeah, as you can see, it's got double colors. Yeah, it's got red, green and blue, 3 colors, maybe 4 colors or something like that. So out of the box, device is fairly loud. I'm gonna turn the volume down a little bit. The buttons feel great. It's got a little bit mushiness, same as the original Game Boy, but they feel really good. Now, good thing about this is it's got the backlit colored screen, and the color looks alright for a Game Boy game. Gameplay wise, it's nearly identical to play, because it's a clone. It's not a emulation device, so it should play the games same as the original hardware. I'm failing to make this jump here. Alright, okay, so I'm gonna die. So to get out of this and go into the menu to start another game, I think you have to press restart. So power it off and power on again. That clears the memory in previously loaded game. It's got Super Mario Land, questionable in terms of the legality of the game, I think, but probably not different than any other emulation device, I guess. I'm gonna turn down the volume just to avoid Nintendo strike. Yeah, Mario seems to be working alright as well. Yeah, D-pad is not too bad. I think D-pad is slightly better than some of the Game Boys, the original Game Boys that I own, because they've worn down a little bit now, and this is a newer sort of D-pad. So nice and clicky. The start and select buttons are nice and clicky as well. Apart from there, there's nothing really to complain really. Right, okay, I'm gonna get out of this game and see if I can try one more game before we move on to some other testing. In terms of the selection goes, it's got some really nice set of games. Contra, Donkey Kong, let's see. Right, so that's some sort of arcade version of the game. Let's try another one. Alright, I'm gonna get out of this real quick. I'm gonna test original Game Boy card and see if it works or not on this. Putting in the Game Boy card. So when you load the game, the actual game actually loads rather than the other multi-game menu. And we got a Tetris, and it seems to be working fine as well. So that's good to see. Yeah, seems to be no problems, and it's actually in color as well. So it's got four or five basic colors, which is great. I do not own any Game Boy Color games, unfortunately, so I won't be able to test that. I do, however, own a Kirk's Everdry GBX3, so we're gonna test this next. Gonna get out of this game now really quick. Remove the card. Right, so seems like the Kirk's cartridge is also working. I'm gonna test one ROM real quick, see if it works. I'm gonna play Balloon Keyed. Select and start. Yep, so it seems to be working fine as well, and in color, which is great to see, and the screen is backlit. So in some regards, I feel like if this device lasts long enough, this is really better than the original, I would say, because the buttons feel great and the screen is great as well. With most things Chinese, I don't have a lot of sort of trust in terms of longevity of the device. I have had many Chinese devices fail in my life, so sort of the life of the console, you take it with a pinch of salt. Right, okay, so I'm gonna shut down really quickly and get out of this game and try and boot into a Game Boy Color game and see if it works. So loaded Lion King on the GB Boy Colour. By the way, it's the right spelling for us in Australia, not so much if you're in US. So seems like the Game Boy Color games also work fine. It's in full color, as you can see, or however many colors the Game Boy Color had. Plus the benefit is the backlight. Yeah, so the game seems to be working fine. I'm gonna test headphones real quick, because I have read in the forums that when you plug the headphones, it doesn't really turn off the speaker. So I plugged the headphones in. Headphones are working fine, but you can still hear the sound coming out of the speakers as well. So that's a bit of a bummer. Apart from that, I've also read on the forums that in order for EverDrive to work, the batteries needs to be higher powered than the normal voltage for GB Boy, and that's probably why GB Boy didn't even boot with a lower powered IKEA batteries. Let's just quickly check the voltage with my multimeter on these cells. Right, so let's check the voltage of this battery. It's coming up to be 1.57, so it's definitely high current. Now checking side by side a voltage for the rechargeable battery. It's going to be 1.3 volts. So probably that's the reason that GBBOY Colour doesn't boot in when you plug the IKEA batteries. Alright, so let's conclude this video review. What are my thoughts on GBBOY Colour? I think it's an excellent device, great build quality, great button quality, great screen, plays all your classics from Game Boy and Game Boy Color era, good selection of inbuilt games, plus you can connect a flash cartridge like Kirk's one and play as many games as you want. If it lasts long enough, I think it's a great buy. As I mentioned earlier, it's starting to get a bit more obscure, so finding one would be really hard. I'll put a link in the description below to from where I bought it on AliExpress. Apart from that, thank you for watching this video. Let me know what you think about this video in the comments below. If you do like this video, please hit the like button and subscribe button. That will help my channel a lot. Thank you and bye for now.